Today I'm going to show you how to make a traditional granny square. We start with the first chain 4 and then the 3 double crochet blocks together, and then round 2 going that direction, turning, round 3 going the other direction, round 4 going that direction, and so on. This is a great pattern to make kind of an infinite blanket if you want to go on and on. All you need to do is put 3 double crochets in each of the chain 1 spaces along each side. And in each corner, make a corner like you see here, 3 double crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochet, etc. It's a great way again to make a long, big pattern. So we start with a chain 4, and then we're going to slip stitch into the first chain made. And oftentimes when you make a chain 4 slip stitch circle, you'll end up with something really closed like this. In order to alleviate that, what you want to do is rub your fingers together in the middle of that circle to open it up like you see here. That's really important that you work into the center of the circle and not accidentally into one of the chains like you see here. Really into the center of the circle, making sure that you do it that way because that's the strongest way to be. So we'll chain 2 and then make 2 double crochet for our first block. That's a grouping of 3 double crochet, which you will hear me use throughout this pattern. And then you're going to make your first corner by chaining 2. Make another block of 3 double crochet together, and you can work around that tail if you like. Make sure not to split your yarn like I did there. So that's 1, and then 2, and then 3. If the tail gets in your way, don't worry. You don't have to work around it if you don't want to. Now we're going to make our next corner and chain 2, and then again back into the circle, make another block of 3 double crochet. Then we make our next corner by chaining 2. So that is our third corner, 1, 2, and 3. And then finally we're going to make our last block of 3 double crochet, and that's the last one of the round. Again, 3 double crochet, and then chain 2, and then we're going to slip stitch in between that initial chain and the first full double crochet. For the purposes of this pattern, the chain 2 counts as a double crochet. And we're going to turn like that. I'll go over that again. So you just turn your work this way so that the side you're working on is facing away from you. And we're going to work first into this corner chain 2 space. We're going to chain 2 and then make 2 more double crochet to finish that first block. So that's the first one, and then our second one, and then we're going to chain 2, and then make 3 more double crochet into that same chain 2 space. So every corner will be made this way, or I should say every beginning corner will be made this way, with a chain 2, 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. So just remember that for every beginning. Now since we're over one block, we're going to chain 1, and then this is another corner space. So we're going to do a block of 3 double crochet and then chain 2 and then a block of another 3 double crochet. This particular round is unique in that it is all corners, but this is the last round that will be that way. In the next round, I will show you how to work sides. Then chain 1 back into the corner space. So we do 3 double crochet, a chain 2, and 3 more double crochet. So chain 2, finish our second block with 3 double crochet. Then again, last double crochet, and we chain 1. So that is 3 corners done. Chain 1, and we're going to go again into the corner. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. So just remember, every time we're going into a corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. The rhythm of the pattern will make sense once you really make your first 4 rows. So we're only going to go over the first few rows. And then we chain 1 and insert in between that initial chain and the second double crochet. Remember that initial chain technically counts as a double crochet. And then we turn our work. Now I'm going to show you a technique to make your first double crochet as thick as the other ones. So this is often called a chainless start because it's for the beginning of a row. So you're going to pull up a long loop, and then you're going to hold on top of that loop with your finger. You're going to swing around to make the initial yarn over for that double crochet. I'm going to show you that one more time. Now make sure that your yarn, your working yarn, isn't back. You're going to pull up a long loop, and then you're going to hold on top of that loop and swing your crochet hook around like so. So that way you have the yarn over that you need for your double crochet. Let's do this one more time. Okay, there's our original loop. We're going to pull that up long, hold on top, and swing our hook around to make that yarn over. I just let it go to show you what that would look like if you don't hold on. Now, I'm going to do this and complete this for real. Now we have that yarn over, we're holding it, and we're going to insert into the chain 1 space, yarn over and pull up a loop. Oops, I lost that one. But you can get it back like that. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now you have something that looks much more like a regular double crochet and has a width much more similar to a double crochet, as you can see here comparing these two side by side. Now complete that last double crochet for that last block and chain 1, and now we're going to make another corner. So we are going to do 2 double crochet, a chain 2, and 2 double crochet. And now we're going to finish that 3rd double crochet, chain 2, and then our second block of our corner. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet. Make sure that's how we always do our corners. So 3 double crochet, a chain 2, and 3 more double crochet in every chain 2 space. So now that we're over a block, we're going to chain 1, go into the next chain 1 space, and make another block of 3 double crochet. We chain 1 and make our corner, so 3 double crochet, a chain 2 and 3 double crochet. So hopefully you can see how it would be easy to turn this pattern into one that makes infinite rounds, or as many rounds as you want. And then we're going to chain 1 because we're over a block, and in the chain 1 space make another block, so 3 double crochet, chain 1 because we're over another block, and corner space, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, remember, if you ever lose your loop like that, you can always just put it back on the hook. Chain 1, 3 double crochet in the chain 1 space, and chain 1 and corner, what's handy is that you're never going to have a corner that's one of those beginning ones where you have to do the initial chain in the corner, except for in the second round. So now we're going to slip stitch to that first double crochet we did. So that top might be a little bit floppy, but you can always, you can't really see it, you can kind of pull it out so that the loops are more visible, and then insert into those loops, those stitches, and slip stitch. Now we're going to turn one more time, and I'm going to show you how to do the initial double crochet using a stitch marker. You're going to pull up a long loop and put a stitch marker around both legs of the stitch. I sometimes find it easier to take off the stitch and just thread the stitch marker on. You're going to hold on to the stitch marker, and that will help you form that yarn over that is so critical for this method. So that's the initial loop, and there's the yarn over, and we're going to insert into that next chain 1 space, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, oops, sometimes it is easy to lose the loop like I did there, so if you do, just regroup, go underneath again so you have that yarn over again, insert into the next chain 1 space. As you can see, this can be a little bit fiddly. Now yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over again and pull through 2. And now you can remove that stitch marker, and you've made that initial double crochet, which is much more similar again to the other double crochet that you will make. At the end I'll show you what it looks like compared to one where I used only chains to where I used it with this square. So again, corner space, we're going to make 3 double crochets and a chain 2 and 3 double crochet. I'm going to go a little faster here because I think you've gotten the rhythm of it. Chain 2 and 3 double crochet. because we're over a block, we chain 1, and then in the chain 1 space we place a block, chain 1, and put another block in that next chain 1 space. So remember, this is how you can make this really much more repeatable, is always by putting a block into each chain 1 space, and then the corner space a chain, or excuse me, a double 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. So finish the second block. Now we've got 2 corners made, and the number of blocks on each side should always be the same. So if you somehow accidentally made more or fewer blocks per side on a round, then you have skipped something and something has gone wrong somewhere. So, and the trick is also that the number of the round that you're on will also match the number of blocks per side. Okay, corner. So round 1, you have 1 block per side. Round 2, you have 2 blocks per side. Round 3, you have 3 blocks per side, etc. So that can help you estimate how big something will be if you've started. And also, of course, you can just measure the width of each of the rounds and estimate that way to see how many rounds you'd have to get to in order to make a blanket or a piece, or maybe you're making placemats or something to make it that right size. Okay? All right, we put that block into that chain 1 space, we chain 1, and then we yarn over, of course, 3 double crochet into that next chain 1 space. And corner, so 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. And then finish our corner, so we chain 1 and 3 double crochet into that next chain 1 space. And then to finish up, we chain 1, insert into the top of that initial double crochet both loops. So you finish that slip stitch, and that will give you a good introduction to the traditional granny square. And next round, of course, you turn, and then you'd go around the other direction. This turning really helps the square stay square, because when you keep working on one side, it tends to get skewed due to the natural slant that crochet has. So keep in mind, in each chain 1 space, of course, we make 3 double crochet, and then in each corner space, we make a 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So here you can really see the difference between using a chain 2 and that bigger initial double crochet. It's a lot more seamless in the blue square than it is in the yellow one, and it creates a pretty visible seam.